So on the original ALEKS.com page, put in your login name, put in your password, and then click on Login. Now just follow the steps that you see on the screen. So for example, here it says click on Next. And you will go through a whole bunch of windows like this that tells you what ALEKS is about. And to get started, once you click on Get Started, there will be a little tutorial, and you will have boxes like this appear that tell you what all the buttons do on the screen. So for example, here it says this part here is telling you what the main menu is, and then you have to click Next. Here is telling you notifications show up where the bell is. This will be where you get started. And you can also do your assignments here. And so now you will do your tutorial. So I'll just go through a few tutorial items, and the rest you'll continue on your own. So in the ALEKS tutorial, they're showing you how to enter answers into ALEKS. And now just follow the directions that are on the screen. So you will enter 14. And so now I'm just going to follow those. You can see what they're asking us to do. And you can see a window appears for me to guide me through my next step. So continue in this manner and complete the tutorial. Once you're finished with the tutorial, you will have a message of the following type that says, congratulations, you've completed the tutorial, and now you have unlocked your initial knowledge check. And so once you get here and click continue, all right, so now you're ready to do your initial knowledge check. And knowledge check is simply an assessment to figure out what you already know, so that you do not have to relearn what you already know. You get credit for what you already know. So to start your knowledge check, again, click right here. And before you get started, just remember to stay focused. Don't get distracted. Click the next button. Have a pencil and paper available. And don't get help from others. It's extremely vital that this is your own work, because if you get help from others, then on proctored exams, suddenly you will have lost the material that you got help on and did not master on your own, and you will have to remaster it. So in order to save time for yourself and be more efficient, right now when you take this assessment, do not get help from the internet or from your notes or from other people. So really, this is your own work. And when they say have paper and pencil available, we want you to have the ALEKS exam template available so that you can write your questions that you answer and the detailed solutions on that paper. All right, so now get ready and let's click next. One thing to remember is take your time, do not rush. All you can do is expect the best performance that you can give so that you can save time on what you have to do in the learning mode. And so let's get started. Remember, you can only use the ALEKS calculator when a button like that appears. Otherwise, please refrain from using a calculator so that you have an accurate sense of what you know or do not know. If there's a problem that you see that you cannot answer, please click on I don't know, because that just means you have to learn that material later since you do not know it right now, and that's perfectly fine. If you knew everything, you wouldn't have to take this class, would you? So it's perfectly okay to say I don't know if you do not know how to solve something. ALEKS is an artificially intelligent program How you answer the first question or not answer the first question will dictate what the second question is. So every individual's exam will look different. All right, so let's start our knowledge check. So you're going to click this button here that says Start Knowledge Check. So here's our first question, and you can see it says question number 1, and there's a bar here that represents how far you are into your assessment. Here's my question. I am going to answer it so you can see what happens and how I can write my work. Also, you can see there's a calculator button here, which means I'm allowed to use a calculator on this one. So I'm going to use my calculator and see what we get for my answer so I can go to the next question. So you can see I have my answer to be 137. So let's enter it into my work and then also enter it into this ALEKS window. Now I'm ready to move on to the next question. So I have to click Submit. And here's my next question. So in this manner, continue through the exam. And I'm going to now skip ahead to show you what happens at the end of your assessment. So after you're done with assessment, you will see a result like that. It will tell me how many topics I have mastered out of the 409 that I have to master for this course. It will tell me this is the pie that I am working on. I have 48 topics. And so now just again follow the screen. Here it's telling me the color part of each slice shows what I know. Dark color means I know the material. Lighter color means I do not know the material. So I'm going to click Next. And it's just telling me what the pie represents. So I'm going to click Continue. And now, again, look, your personal pie is in your ALEKS Pie tab. So I'm going to click Next. Select a slice to get more information. For example, if I click on the slice, it will tell me that this is how many topics I have mastered. I have 40 remaining. There's 70 total. And I can do that with every single topic. This is like if you were to open a textbook, this represents the name of that chapter. So now what's most important to you is the timeline. And the timeline is represented here, tells you how you have worked, tells me what the different deadlines are, how there are practice assessments available, and so on. Let's not worry about that right now. Just click Next and see what you're working towards, including due dates. Since this is a flex course, there are no due dates. You work on your own timeline. And then the timeline just gives you how your progress is working. All right, so we're all set now, and ALEKS has now customized a path particular to you. So you're going to click on Start My Path. We are working towards completing Objective 1. So let's click on Start My Path. Up here is the main menu. You can, when you click on it, it will give you all different assignments. This is, for example, this is where your practice midterm is. This is where your midterm exam try 1 is. Final exam review is. And then the final exam will also appear when you're ready. The midterm practice and practice final are all available to you. Practice final is the final exam review. They're all available to you, and you are able to work in it whenever you want. The only final exam and the midterm are the only ones that will require password and will be proctored. So we've come back to our home. So here's ordering integers is what's next. So let's continue path. This is where you will be spending most of your time working on your objectives. It's telling me to start, so I'm going to click Start. But you first have to read all the instructions at the beginning. Your instructor wants you to review before you start learning, so click Next. Use Start button to begin working on this topic. And so click Start. This is telling you how many correct answers you need in a row in order for them to add that pie piece to your ALEKS pie chart. Use the explanation button if you're not sure how to do it, or use the resources. Sometimes when you're working on a problem, let's say for example here, and you're not sure how to do it, you can click on explanation. And here's the explanation, and you do not understand what they're saying here. We've made available to you resources, so the e-text and videos that are available in it. So here is a resource for you button, so click on it, and you will see that there is a video available to you, and it's telling you that you should watch this video from 303 or read e-text pages 48 through 49. So let's click on it. All right, so now this is going to be a very important. So this is the video they're asking you to watch all the way through 303. So you just keep watching it until you get to 303. That's what the resource said. Okay, so let's get rid of the video now. If you think you just want to look at the pages 48, 49, just click on the e-text link. It will download the textbook for you. You can also put that textbook on your desktop and then save it and then open it. If you open it, it will look like this. So they ask you to go to page 48, 49. And so if you click here and look at page numbers, here is the modules that you're working on. And so, for example, let's go see. There's page numbers on the bottom here. You can see this is page 43, and here is page 48. So you will basically be reading page 48. You can see equivalent fractions. The links, the video links are also in the e-text, so you can also go through the text and read the explanation. One thing we want you to pay attention to is this filter up here. Always make sure that you're not just choosing easiest, because otherwise you will have the most difficult topics left to do at the end of your objectives. So if you click Pie Slice and Ready to Learn, that way you have all the topics that are available to you. You can also go by instructor resources and do the ones that have videos attached to it first, and then the remaining. So anyway, this is how you will keep working on your pie, one topic at a time. Get all the objectives done, take the final, and then you'll be done with the course.